Yes. Back again. What's up, caffeines? You know who you are, caffeines. Hello. You know the universal greeting is right there in the John. You see it. Well, hello. Welcome back. Oh man, where's the time? I felt like we were just here. I felt like we were just here. What's going on with you guys? Let's get a roll call. Sound off. Well, hello, Jamal. Good to see you, my man. Yo, Fletch, what's good? Well, hello. Matt has a testimonial. Hi, my name is Matt Waringo, and I'm addicted to coffee. Hi, Matt. We feel your pain, brother. Yo, Kyle. Well, hello, fella. How are you? Good to see you, sir. Welcome to Coffee Break with JN. As we say on the thing outside, welcome to group. Good to hear it. Welcome to group. You know how this works. Every Thursday at 9 p.m. EST, the Act Nicholas won the greatest man alive. Oh, yeah. You get to pull up to the rec center, park out front, and maybe you'll get the meter that's busted with the paper bag over it. Park there. Because remember, we don't validate here at group. And come on in and grab a seat and let's get going. I need to know how you're doing, how you got to where you are today. What kind of day did you have? What's going on in your world? Like my man Al Roker says, let's see what's going on in your neck of the woods. Can we talk about Al Roker for a second? Matt says, been enjoying the Three Musketeers on P2P, but really looking forward to your next guests. Oh, thank you. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, we're going to start having guests, and this was week 2 of our new co-host, middle-aged Steve Conley, and I always call Steve Conley by the comic he's drawing right now. I didn't call him Bloop Steve Conley though. I used to call him Astounding Space Thrills Steve Conley. Um, but I really like middle-aged Steve Conley. Yo, what's up, Jerry Kraft? You know who Jerry Kraft is. Newbery Medal Award winning Jerry Kraft. New York Times best-selling Jerry Kraft. First base Jerry Kraft, second base Jerry Kraft, shortstop Jerry Kraft. You know who I'm talking about. What's up, my man? Jerry Kraft says, I always feel validated here. Thank you, bro. It means a lot to me. I hope you guys like the fit. The return of Kenny Bunkport is on deck. You know about Kenneth Bunkport, my summer alter ego. We just, we crisp it up a little bit. You know what I mean? We keep it saucy. And everybody should have a personal style. Yeah, that's real rap. So, yeah, I'll let everybody come in. I got to say, guys, I've been trying to watch this playoff game. The playoffs with the Sixers versus the Heat is driving me crazy. I got to turn that off. See, I think that's an easy way to get high blood pressure. You watch that stuff. You can't control any of it. It just makes you upset. Right? So it's just like I just try to like one of my main tactics for sports games, especially if they're like super important, is I'll watch the last quarter or the last half or something like that, or maybe the last 5 minutes, because that's kind of where everything kind of comes down to. But the Sixers are playing like garbage, man. I think they're just tired. And I mean, I don't know, you can't blame them, but it's playoffs. It's playoffs. Playoffs. You're asking me about playoffs? How many? Let's do our first ones and twos tonight. For all my creatives in here, who is a secret fan, or maybe not a secret fan, a fan of sports? Put a 1 up if you're a sports fan. Put a 2 in the chat if you're not a sports fan. As I've talked about already, there's people who should have. Hold on, yo, what up? What up, Point Pusher? Good to see you, bro. Go back and watch our man Danny's fantastic episode of Pencil to Pencil. And B should have won MVP, and I feel like that's messing him up. He's in his feelings, man. These guys are just kind of like skipping down the court, being salty. I can't get involved, and I hate Monday morning quarterbacks and all that kind of stuff. If you listen to Philly sports radio, where there's just people like losing their minds, they're like, what do we call that last night? Spit mouthing, mouth spitters, mad about the game. They have nothing they can do about it. All right, so let's see. We got a lot of ones in the chat. All right, Point Pusher 1.5. I feel you. Yo, Jamal 1.5. You know, it's funny that people just for some reason think that artists don't like sports. I don't know how that happened, or I mean, that's like a weird stereotype to me. But I love sports as much as the next guy. I come from a Philly. I'm from Philly. I come from a sports town. In any arena, there's some sort of fabled sports franchise here: baseball, football, basketball, hockey. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to get on the Philly rail tonight, but also there's a point about us being very violent. But that's kind of true. But it's a passionate town, right? And people take this stuff seriously. My first sip of the night, guys. Put your mugs up. Let's get that sipper. Where's my? I can't find it. Where's my Johns? Oh, here it is. First sip of the night from my man E. Good to see you, bro. E said, sorry I'm late watching sports. Yeah, I was trying to just like decompress before we went on live, and I put on the Sixers game, and I was just like, I had to turn it off. It's killing me. So let's talk about that. Anybody that ever had to, like, not literally, but figuratively take a bullet because they like sports? I've told you guys in the past that, my family and the people I play fantasy football with severely underestimate me every year because for some reason they think I don't know what I'm talking about. And then when I win the league Super Bowl, they're mad, like it must have been a fluke, or they just forgot to start their lineup. They just can't take the L. Just take the L, bro. It doesn't hurt, right? So I don't know. Maybe we could talk about that. Anybody have any interesting stories about defending sports or surprising someone because you knew about sports ball or hockey puck? I'd love to hear it. And guys, I don't know what's going on, but the time is just flying by. It's crazy. I feel I think maybe time has pushed up a little bit because Pencil to Pencil's back. So I feel like my podcasting schedule is kind of like, when I hit the end of the week, it's kind of like podcast. But we had talked about in one of the last coffee breaks about not even remembering what day it was, and you kind of measure time by trash day. And and I'm not really getting any responses to my sports thing. So I'll ask, how many of you guys have missed trash day because you forgot what day it was? Because that's a fake out, right? Sometimes a fake out is like, say if there's kind of like a micro holiday or like a I'm not so sure a day that happens at the beginning of the week, and then you're like, do you put the cans out? Do you not put the cans out? Then you kind of look up and down the block to see who else put their trash out. I've taken that L before because people put the trash out late, and then I was just like, oh, I guess there's their trash, and then you hear that. It's the worst sound in the world when the trash is still in your kitchen. About sports, Jamal says, I played sports growing up, so no one was ever surprised that I knew about sports. Okay, that's fair. Um, Jerry says, I played basketball during a school visit once and hit a long three, and a kid literally fell on the ground and got up and said, Yo, but you an artist, though. Wasn't that the one you said you beat this kid on 1v1 wearing church shoes? Oh, that's fantastic. Jamal says, "Ha! Trash day is whenever the trash goes to the dumpster. No cans to the Kona for me." Yeah, but also, where's Kitty Wog at? I want to hear that trash rat story again. You could get got at the trash can at the dumpster if you're not careful, especially in New York. Matt says maybe once or twice. Wednesday is New Comics Day, so I always know to take it to the curb that night because that's interesting. I haven't been to the comic book store in a long time. And I've been doing this thing if I can do it, if I'm out of town, because I'm like starting to travel again for promoting a new book. And I didn't get to do it this time, but as I was in Dallas a couple weeks ago, um, if I can, I like to stop by the local comic shop wherever I am and just pick something up, just kind of like to stimulate the economy. Like I'll try to just like get something that I probably wouldn't see in my local store. Go, oh, I think I got a Toth hardcover back there because I was just in a different town and I wanted to put some money in the store's pocket. Anybody else want to share that? But yeah, that's funny. The Jerry's dunking on high school kids. I have a couple of buddies, and this is when we were younger, always kept sports gear in their trunk. Because you never know when a pickup game's going to happen. It's like, yo, we playing? And my man would go to the trunk. He popped the trunk and pull out some cleats and a mitt. I was never set up like that. I was always too afraid of like getting hurt. I think that was my biggest thing, especially when I started like doing my art for real, FR. I, you know, I'm very protective of my hands for some reason. Maybe we could talk about that. If any of you guys have hand phobia, if you work with your hands, like I know a bunch of comic book artists who you wouldn't think that they draw all day the way they just kind of stick their hand in the garbage disposal trying to get something out of it. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? It like drives me nuts. Yeah, Matt says, yeah, Suze always finds us a comic shop in every new town we visit. I also try to find the mom and pop video game stores. That's probably my twist more than going to the comic book shop. Kyle says, my older friends don't get why I lost interest in contemporary sports. My younger students just won't care to relate to your Jordan era, crossing them over. And just watching the games like modern NBA play is so weird. Like these guys travel and carry all over the court. Like dribbling is kind of like a suggestion. I don't know. I can't deal with it. E says I have recycling pickup, but I have to take my trash to the mini dump a couple miles down the road. They're only open 4 days a week, but I usually go on Sunday. Huh. So they don't do. Oh, is that in your neck of the woods? You have to like kind of pay like a HOA fee to get trash pickup. I hear about stuff like that. Like I've been a city boy so long, like I don't really understand how that works. Like, wait, you got to pay for the trash? I know you would pay the trash guy. I don't know if you guys know about this. Anytime you put anything that's kind of like oversized or extra or things you just want to disappear, you see the trash guys and you go like, put a little something in their hands and then they'll take care of you. But if they don't like you, they'll leave it there. I've actually seen them put stuff on people's curb that wasn't theirs to begin with. Jamal says, when me and my girl were in New York for her first time, she was going to pet what she thought was a mid-sized dog, and it was a rat. I like how he capitalized. It was a RAT. Oh no. Yeah, don't pet the pizza rats. It wasn't a chihuahua. E says, I jammed my middle finger going up for rebound. Ugh, that's the worst. When I was in high school and it swelled like a major falcon. It's so much bigger than my other middle finger. I'm sure you like to show people your middle fingers too. So it just it never really healed right, did it? What do they call those? That's like they call those stingers, right? Like when you like that's man, that's a horrible feeling. The rat's crying, let it out. Oh, that's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't get what that is with sports and people just kind of like making these weird assumptions that you just don't. I don't know. But and I would think, especially at the beginning of like geek culture fandom, talking about comic books, and I'm a giant Dungeons and Dragons nerd, and I would always kind of question the corollary of sports fans. I would call them like sports fanatics who would go to a game with half of their face painted green and in a wig and screaming and like falling down the stairs and like getting into fist fights. Is that any better than watching Star Trek? You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just like it's a mainstream thing. It's popular as a mainstream thing, so it doesn't seem weird. Another thing, I have all these bugaboos. Another thing that usually drives me crazy, I haven't thought about this in years, is guys. What do we do about guys, right? Um, I want to assume that a lot of my creative friends keep an eye on their inner child, right? I talk about imagination. I talk about protecting our imaginations. It's a really critical resource. And it always makes me sad when I find people who just that inner child died in them and they're just either miserable for some odd reason or can't appreciate like, you know, nostalgia or oh man, I used to play with Stretch Armstrong. That was my dude. They still make those. Let's go to the toy store. I love going to Target and going into the toy aisle and just kind of seeing what's going on over there. As a sidebar, I have this thing where I feel like modern toys are amazing. First off, the toys that we had in the '70s were garbage, and this stuff's amazing. But it's also, I don't think modern toys are for kids. I think they're for 40-year-old collectors. Discuss. Yeah, let's talk about burning trash. Jamal says, growing up, we all had a trash barrel because we lived in the middle of nowhere and just burned all the trash. What? Matt's like, same sees. Kyle says, love the toy section visit to see what's changed. Kyle, I know you're putting some toys in your cart. Don't lie. But yeah, so straight '80s wheelhouse. Some of you guys, even like Jamal and some of y'all love Masters of the Universe. Y'all love He Man. I did not. I was not feeling He Man. I never got into that. And for some reason, it didn't stick to me. I was a straight 4 o'clock block GI Joe Transformers. And we already talked about the GI Joe love here on Coffee Break, but I didn't like the Transformers toys because they were just like you couldn't really do much with them, and they were mad expensive. And Joes, as we called them, you or even with the Star Wars things, it's like, mom, what? Can I get a man? Or you get one man. You see how I did that when I talked about men. You get one man and come on. And so then you're sitting in the middle of the aisle like, hurry up, come on. You just grab something. Um, the new whoever's working at Hasbro right now, those people are geniuses because they must have some sort of like some nerd tied in the basement with diodes on his head because they're like turning these dials, and they know exactly what a 45-year-old GI Joe guy wants. These new GI Joe classified figures are like this big, and they have like all these guns and pouches and knives and stuff, and you're just like, yo. My buddy got me a flint the other day. It was a belated birthday present, and I was just like, it's been real hard for me not to go online and buy more of these things, and they're just so cool. So I'm all over the place, you guys, tonight, and it'll just be that kind of show. But tell me what you guys would collect if you're not already collecting something as far as toys, or maybe it's dividends. Yo, I heard you like CDs, Funko Pops. Let's spill. Give me one or two of the things that you actively collect or need to not be around because you'll just buy them. All right, we got to go back here a little bit. Matt says, "Yeah, I've been buying those 375 Marvel retro figures. They're irresistible. Yeah, it's like popcorn." Jamal says, "I visit Toy Out at least once a week. You got to go in. I still miss Toys R Us. I'll just pour some of my coffee out for Toys R Us." There you go. Spoken like a market man. E says, "If you have to pay more than $10 for an action figure, then it's not intended for kids." Yo, you get the real rap for that. Real rap. You're exactly right. And I don't even want to say who's this for, because you know who it's for. That re-release of Castle Grayskull, it ain't for your son. That's for you, bro. Yo, what up, Sam? Sip of coffee for Kidlet. Yo, guys, put your sippers up. Put your sippers up for Kidlet. What up, Kidlet? I hope you're well. I haven't seen you around on Coffee Break with JN lately. Hello. You know the universal greeting. Let's give the universal greeting to Kidlet. Y'all coming? Ka-chunk. Suze enters the chat. Ka-chunk. Oh, you know what that means when when Sue's in the house. Oh my God, danger! It's time for a Sue's pose. Sue, did somebody like reorganize my stuff? All right, there you go. That's for you, Suze. How are you? That was a good Sue's pose. Suze just entered the chat. Ka-chunk. Yo, I see Tracy for the animals. Yo, the second shift just got here. Where were all you guys 30 minutes ago? El Jamal says Funko Pops, Titan Spider Man figures, Masters of the Universe figures, original comic art. Yes. Yo, no, no, notorious. Well, hello. Sorry I'm late. Whole fam is sick. And this is my favorite English, which I think that sounds like mad racist now. That's an old bad translation thing from video games. Like when they make Japanese games and then they import them, and the translation team isn't really great with English. And there's a bug in the original Metal Gear on Nintendo where a guard has Z's coming out of his head, and then he goes like this, and then it says, "I feel asleep." I think I almost bought a T-shirt that says "I feel asleep." Jared D says he wants a 45-year-old woman who likes guys into GI Joe. Wait, who's that? That's funny. Tracy for the animals. What up? Good to see you again. We got some people coming back to coffee break. Kyle says, "In my 30s, I purchased toys for 30 something friends." Right? That's a perfect gift. Here you go, bro. Oh shit, electric football. They loved it. They went berserk. Sure, a 5-year-old would have loved the monster doll that sang "Jing-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring." Shout out to Patch. That's great. Oh, the superpowers. Those that is that the ones the DC characters when you squeeze their legs and they went like that. Pause. Matt says KB Toys, Toys R Us, all going. Target toy aisle is all we got now. But you know what? Even when all that stuff was on its way out, and they were like, Walmart is the number one leader in toy sales, but the Walmart toy section is so depressing. Who's buying toys in Walmart? I don't know. It's not. I don't know, it just looks like the back of a bait and tackle shop. Pause. But at least in Target they've kind of spruced up the toy aisles, but they're all stuff's always missing or in the wrong place or mislabeled. That's a lot. Yo, what up, Ben? Sip of coffee from my man Ben Harvey, master of Instagram. Put your sippers up. I gotta rearrange these things. They're like all over the place. Put your sippers up for my man Ben. What's up, bro? Well, this chat is like belching. Like there was nothing here. Now there's things everywhere. Tracy for the animals says never lose that childlike wonder and sense of fun. Yes. Toys, comics, and fun things that help keep you young. Yo, facts. Real rap. Kakank. Sue's kakank. Kyle says, when did kids have to start purchasing stuff? My allowance didn't start until I was 12-ish. Well, the parents just buy them stuff. But we also know that the tween as a buying power demographic kind of came into power not too long ago because now young kids have money. You see when you're at the mall, young kids are walking out of the Starbucks with those rainbow frappa mocha lattes, and they didn't beg their mom for money. They have money. So that's a thing now. And I don't even know if that's allowance for real. It's just like they just have cash. And I'll maybe ask some of the parents in the room, like, do your kids have money? Do your kids have a credit card? I think that's a really interesting early money relationship thing to develop. But I ain't grew up like that. I was happy if I found a food stamp on the street. Yo, we go in a corner store. We're getting busy. Now and later for everybody. It's like you buying out the bar. Yo, Eddie, everybody gets Swedish fish, yo. You slap that $5 food stamp on the on the counter, and everybody's like, yo, pink cookies, bro. El Jamal says, my girl got me the new Castle Grayskull for Christmas. It's across the room from my 80s Castle Grayskull. Gang, gang. I love it. E says, I'll buy a Lego set or minifig every now and then. Last one I got was an Adam West Batmobile. That's cool. See, Matt, yeah, wow. Just looked up sorry about the dog. Just looked up the G.I. Joe classified figures. If I were in the Joes, I'd be all over those. Hold on, I'm going to get this. Hold on a second. Sorry about the puppy. So, I'm going to show you all this. I still got the sippers one. Hold on a second, guys. Look at this. Sorry, the light's all over the place. Yo, look at Flint. That's my dude. He's got the shotty. He's got he's got a small arms weapon. and each one of these guys come with like their own special artwork. Like across the line, they all look different. Even like come on, bro. Sorry, the light's weird, but that's amazing. And then you start going into it and go and looking and going like, oh, yo, these Cobra soldiers look dope. Or like, oh, yo, they got Roadblock. And next thing you know, but no, you can't. I can't break the seal. I can't do it. Dude's gonna make it. He's gonna be okay. It's crazy. All right, hold on. I got to do an ID soon, but you guys are you guys woke up when we started talking about toys. Right. Walmart and Target have exclusive toys, and then I know you know about different places have exclusive Funko Pops. Like the Walgreens has exclusive Funko Pops, and I wasn't into Pops, and then I kind of got into Pops. Now I collect black Pops. Like I have, I have Salt and Pepper, and I have Kid and Play over there, and this is early at the Walgreens around in my neighborhood. They had the blanks, and I was like, that's cool. And then I left, and anytime you find toys in Walgreens or Dwayne Reed for my New Yorkers, you just get it because if you go back, it's not going to be there. You just got to cop it. But yeah, those are all exclusives. They have I think they have Amazon exclusives too. Those guys know what they're doing. JRD says most toy sales are to collectors who shop when the stores open. And do you remember when the Simpsons figures, like that really popular line of Simpsons figures where I think they got almost every character? I think that was around the time some of my buddies started discovering that you could do like wholesale shopping. You just go to the early internet and you just buy a case of Simpsons figures, and just maybe there's that Chase Marge in there, or there's Krang and Kodos or whatever those guys' names were. It was off the chain. I had a lot. I didn't have a lot of Simpsons figures. I wound up with a lot of Simpsons play sets because that's kind of what we were into for a minute. I also remember I did a purge. This is like a long time ago, and I just had a bunch of random toys. I was collecting the Tick figures. Those were cool. I feel like I missed them. I was collecting the Tick figures. I had almost all the Tick figures. And I had some early McFarlane stuff. I remember I had the early Spawn McFarlane toys. It's just like random stuff. I had the talking Master P doll. When you squeeze his stomach, he goes, nah, 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 nah. I had to let all that stuff go, man. What am I going to do with that? I'm not posting that, JRD. Kidlet says, my friends have money and I don't know where that shit comes from. Hey, language. My friends know where my money comes from. That's from ski masking, because that's my whole Insta, but I don't know where the hell they get Duncan money. Yeah, where you getting that Duncan money from, fam? Tracy for the Animal says, some kids have side hustles, doing art commissions and whatnot, but yeah, I think most of them getting Starbucks get money regularly from their parents. E says, I had a checking account when I was in 7th grade. Yo, I had a wallet that had a Velcro joint, and it went in the 6th grade, and I had my library card in it, and that was it. Sue says, I remember rifling through a bin of Spider-Man figures looking for the Peter Parker chase. Another lady asked me how old my son was. My husband is 30-something. Jamal says, my kids have bank accounts, but I have the debit cards. They usually have cash from my mother. They earn money via various means and schemes, like side quests. That's great. Yo, there's a lot of chats in here. All the chats. Kyle says, my 11-year-old nephew has been earning money for a few years doing minor jobs. He has no clue how valuable work to income is, or my thoughts out of date. No, I think you're onto something. And Tracy says, I used to work at Target, as they say in the hood. when I was younger, and those collectors would be there as soon as we open it, would stand around in the toy aisles waiting for us to open boxes. That's annoying. But then I'm sure after a while, you just know who these guys are. Mm. Yeah, Jamal, you're onto something. I bought all the early McFarlane figures by the case. Now I enjoy the hunt. And I feel like that's I've said this a million times. Us Gen Xers, we were the first and I think probably the last generation that was sold its childhood back to it. We all aged out, wound up with money, wound up with, and it's different from the like last couple of generations where we have more, or maybe it's just kind of like the way the world has worked. We have more money and more self-interest than our parents did. Your parents just worked and they came home and probably beat you and went to bed. And like we've got video games and you watch Netflix or you go to the thing and you got it there. And I have all these 007 Criterion DVDs. Like the I don't think our parents collected things the way we do. I don't think they had the time for it. But I also know, like your parents probably collected a thing like, oh, my mother collects tiny spoons or bells or something weird like that, but not the entire Atari 2600 cartridge collection. That's an interesting thing to talk about. I'm going to do an ID in a second. Matt says I have all the original Spider-Man animated series figures. I need to get rid of them. It's Spider-Man. Oh, you got Dinosaur Neil? That was a chase. Um, my favorites were American Made and Shareface Chippendale. I don't mean to trigger anybody, but it's real rap. You know how it went down. There's probably smoking and drinking in the middle of that too. Or like a phone call on the kitchen phone where your mother was like just complaining about you and how they're going to send you to boarding school the first minute they get a chance. But that's what makes us us, right? All right, let's do this ID, you guys. You're watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN. I messed my light up. I'm coming to you live on a Thursday evening. Uh, and if this is your first time watching Coffee Break with JN, we could this thing goes by many names. Some call it Tabernacle. This is Tabernacle, where you get to come to this live stream and slough away the dead skin cells from your week. Somewhere in the middle of this, in anticipation for this stream, people started saying, "Is it Thursday yet? Is it Thursday yet?" What do we also call it? Group. Come sit down, unburden yourself of your weekly woes and hang out with your boy, your favorite cartoonist, Jamar Nicholas. That's right, I'm a cartoonist too. Who else could get away with wearing these shirts? So what is going on? What happens? You get to watch me drink coffee out of my "Is It Thursday Yet" branded coffee break with JN mug. uh JRD, give them the links, yo. You can own this. You could sip along with me by going to JRD's Grand Pundwick site. Drink this coffee and run my mouth. And when I'm out of coffee, end of line. While I'm here, I'd like to do a shout out to my GLOs. You know who you are. Good looking out. These are my Patreon supporters, my Patronuses at the $2 level. Yeah, $2 level, who, out the kindness of their hearts, help me free up space, mental real estate, as I like to call it, so I can create and bring you lovely team building exercises like Coffee Break with JM. And I'm fortunate enough to have so many GLOs. I had to make another crawl. Good looking out, part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Let's save the rec center. Thank you to all you guys. I appreciate you and love you the most. Thank you. if we're interested in how you can become part of the winning team, I don't know if it's the Sixers. You can come over to this team. Go to patreon.com/Jamar Nicholas today. You'll find something you like. Trust me. Oh, I didn't give you any nicknames. I go by many names. Some call me the Ambassador of Philadelphia. Well, hello. Captain Scholastic. Johnny Carson. And my favorite for the longest time, Jean-Luc Picard, the captain of this ship. Engage. Thank you. All right, there's like mad comments in here. Bless up. All right, let me go back here. Yo, Fletch, I didn't even see you. Fletch, what up, Fletch? Let's get a sipper for my man Fletch. Looking good, my man. You know who Fletch is? That dirty gum hustler. Let me get my... Put your sippers up for Fletch. Fletch says... Oh, man, did I lose it? Sorry, you guys. Fletch says, do kids have paper routes anymore? That's where I earned my money as a kid. That in my middle school gum hustling scheme. He had to get his own catchphrase in there. You dirty gum hustler. I don't know about paper routes, bro. I don't think people let their kids out into the street like that anymore. Jamal says, I have more kids and more disposable income than my parents ever did. Yeah, it's a thing. JRD says, I bought 4 Lego minifigs once, not because I wanted them, but because the collector was fondling every pack, looking for a specific one. That's the banana guy. Pause. So I grabbed the last ones he hadn't fondled. That's gross. I hate collectors who deliberately make the hobby worse. That's real rap for fans. Kidlet says, I still have some of the hero clips my dad gave to me when he was working at the comic shop. Never learned how to play. That's all right. That game was trash. But I like the figures. Yo, I can't tell you how many times my mother tried to ship me off to Milton Hershey boarding school. Then sometimes I feel like, well, maybe I should have went. I was like, no, I don't want to go to Hershey school. But maybe I should have. Maybe I'd be like a senator right now. Kyle says, my father, sip of coffee for Kyle's dad, stand-up guy. My father held the comic book that introduced Superman. He never thought it would amount to any monetary value. I stole from childhood. I keep stuff I wonder if I can auction later and ka-ching! That's wild. Oh, I've got these sippers. Sorry, you guys. But yeah, I mean, I think, along with impulse buying and all that stuff is set up for a reason, just to kind of like excite those neurons and make that dopamine squirt in the top of your head. They know what they're doing. Hasbro, they know what they're doing. Look at this. This is dope. I'm almost 50 years old and I'm like, yo, this looks amazing. How can I get all of these? Who do I know in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, to send these to the studio? Right? They know exactly what they're doing. And little Johnny doesn't care about this stuff. I kind of feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know if kids play with toys at all. That reminds me of that SNL skit where they do the Star Wars collecting dudes, where the kids like try to land the Millennium Falcon. Bobby Moynihan is like, no, it's like this. I love it. Watch it, kidlet. FOMO is a big factor. You buy it because you're afraid not to. That's what happens in the Walgreens with those Funko Pops. I don't know if I need a 4-bush man, but Yeah, that razzle dazzle, that razzmatazz. You know about razzmatazz. We need to do another Sue's Pose challenge soon. Because I brought it up. Sue's, you still in the chat? Ka-chunk. Let's do another Sue's Pose. I'd like to at least get two in an episode. When I put my hand upon your hip, then I dip, you dip, we dip. When you put your hand upon my chip, then I dip, you dip, we dip. Sue's Pose. You thought I froze the screen. So icy. I don't think little Johnny exists anymore. Yes, you're in the chat. I love it. Jamal says my kids definitely play with toys. Okay. Yo, Matt, is Sue's making cookies to ship to Jamar Nicholas Studios? I will partake. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's in this. This might be, and this is talking like somebody who has no children, but I am going to hazard to guess. And kidlit earmuffs. I think that parents are cooler than their kids in this generation. I think if you have kids, you're probably cooler than your kid. You know, like a old school dad with his pants up to his neck and just like, But now your dad probably has a podcast and wears leather pants and wears bracelets on his wrist and has tattoos on the side of his neck. I think things have changed. There's been a quantum shift in cool. Oh, little Johnny's now 7'2" and playing a completely different game in the playground. Yo, what are you talking about? Yeah, you're off the chain, man. Jamal says, I'm definitely cooler than my kids and their friends and all their friends. I have a vision. I call it like I see it. It's real. And that's no cap. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I will confidently step into any school and just be like, "Yo, I'm gonna stun on all of you kids. Yo, who's this old head? Ah, okay, okay." And then they're like, they check out the sneakers. They're like, "All right, all right, all right. Well, let's go." You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared of these kids. I'll stun on all of y'all. Like Jerry Kraft is just like dunking on kids, like ah. I love it. um, all right, so let's switch subjects because we're almost out of time and out of coffee, and we're kind of winding down on our years, right? Like if you have kids that are still in like school, you got June coming up. It's the middle of May. A lot of people are graduating. For you poor struggling parents out there, you might be dealing with your kids picking colleges because that's how old we are. Kids are in college and get graduating colleges. You got you got kids you're putting through school, and they're like, "Oh, Dad, I don't know. I think I need to transfer." What? You got a scholarship? You better stay in that school. How are you looking forward to summer? If you have school age kids that are going to come back home, is that something you look forward to? Or you like, do you miss your kids? Can't wait to see them again? Or are they now saying things like, I'm going to stay here for the summer? I'm going to stay in New York, or I'm going to we're going to rent this little thing and go across the country. And you're like, oh, so you're not coming home? How are you guys dealing with that kind of stuff? That I guess is like maybe empty nest syndrome, or if you have younger kids, it's just like picking out colleges, or they're going to go to high school this year, or those kind of things. How are you guys dealing with all of that? Right? Well, along with that popularity thing, JRD says kidless friends do like us more than most of their own friends. And I've gotten into things where people are like, "Oh, Jamar, you like video games?" And the kids like video games, like, nah, I don't want to talk about video games with some 12-year-old. It's not the same. Jamal says June 3rd is the last day of school for the youngest. Oh man, it's early. Isn't that early? I thought like didn't school end like at the end of June, like June 17th or something? May 24th is the first day of NCCU's summer session for the oldest. JRD says, I got a kid who wishes a certain It Ain't Hard to Tell host had a summertime art academy. Huh. I wish I had an empty nest. That's crazy. We're getting old, you guys. But I didn't tell any tales out of school. I'll put money on it. I bet that you're probably cooler than your children. And I think that's a real strong Gen X stuff. I think that's real. Kidless says they call him Papa and Mama Deans, and most of the time my friends like my parents more than I like some of my. I feel you. JRD's off the hook. So, any summer projects? Like anybody going, you know what? Now that the world's opening up again, we're going to finally take a vacation. We're going to go to King's Dominion. We're going to go to Busch Gardens. We're going to Disney. I don't know, and I can't speak for anybody's deal, but like I wonder after 2 to almost 3 years of being like, if you're able to kind of like, if you're fortunate enough to be in a space where you could kind of like cut your costs down. It's like, yo, we're not really traveling. We just watch Netflix. We're not spending money on DoorDash. We cook. We make bread. I make a bomb rum cake, whatever. Now summer's here. We're gonna, we save some money. Let's go do a thing, or let's go visit our cousins. Any summer plans? Yo, Stunt Ken. Yo, sip of coffee for the bull. That's some very Philly stuff. The bull Stunt Ken. Get your sippers up, y'all. I'd be careful. I'm running out of coffee. My man Stunt Ken in the building. You salute the colonel when he comes through. He says, I ain't no parent, so this ain't something for me. I'm on that uncle status. Sister comes by with the kids that hang and go. Nice and clean. And I'm happy to spend that small time and appreciate the single life. Yo, facts. Suze says, yeah, we ended high school mid-June because we had so many snow days. Oh, wow. I feel like I missed something. Did Kyle say something? Rebel. Kyle's uncle of 11-year-old thinking of art lessons with power tools. Protect your eyes. Jamal's going to teach a 2-day comic seminar in the middle of nowhere, Eastern Cackalack. That's funny. Everybody wants to watch Kidlit for the summer. That's great. Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to see people kind of just get itchy, and it's like, oh, are we going to this or we're going to do that? Or maybe you just like blow up a pool in the backyard and just do that. I think one thing that's happened to a lot of people is yeah, what was that? What was that the joint I sent you the other day, Ken, with the Wu-Tang clip in it? My man was like, or whatever he did. Kyle says, Dad and I have been doing road trips for a few years, running out of stuff to enjoy driving locally. Huh. Yeah, I think road trips are cool. I think I would enjoy. I have the outfit for it. I think I would enjoy, not now, maybe 10 years from now. I'd like to rent an RV and just drive across the country. But then it gets dicey because I'm still black. So maybe I just got to stay in the bus. I'm never getting out of the bus. Y'all go into the Walmart in the middle of nowhere and get the supplies. I'll be out here. But then they'll be banging on the windows like, "Get out of that bus you stole!" Like, no, it's mine. Who else is going to dress like this? Oh, yeah, carry on. Never mind. But yeah, I think I would like to drive an RV. I don't know if I'd like to hitch like the silver those like silver bullet hitches. I don't know. I feel like that would get old real quick. But I remember I got really into for a minute. There's a couple of families. See if I can find it. Who were what is it? That tiny house craze. I found this family who converted a school bus into a luxury apartment, and it was real dope. Oh, here it is. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it, and I'll put it on the screen. All right, here it is. I haven't shared the screen in a while. This will be fun. Hold on a second. Yeah, telegible. All right, hold on a second, you guys. See if you guys can see that. Oh, still got this drum in the background. Got too much stuff going on, guys. Give me 1 second. Thanks for your patience. So yeah, there's this couple who took an old school bus and converted it. And check out these images. It's crazy. Look at that. Yo, that's like they went straight IKEA up in there, Wayfair. Look at that. You could live in that, couldn't you? There's like a there's like a little cast iron oven. They got a washer dryer, the loft bed, the pull out pantry. Pause. Look at that shower. That's crazy. But I guess in desperate times, right? Desperate measures. He said, "How tall are they?" Yeah, right. They're just styling it. Sue says, "I can never live in a tiny house. I'm over 230 and 5'10", immediately disqualified." Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, y'all ain't feeling the tiny house. That's so funny. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't. Not to say you need a lot, but I don't think I could do it. Because first I'm too messy. Like when you have like I don't know, your whole family lives in a 1 bedroom or something, and it's tight. It's just like, ew. Jared D's being crass. Oh look, you only have to cough 2 inches to the left to clean yourself after using the loo. No thanks. That's funny. But yeah, you know what? Maybe we should start thinking about if you guys are going to be like out and about, thinking about how we can do this first coffee break caffeine meetup. Oh, we didn't talk about the caffeines. You know who you are, caffeines. Let's do an ID for the caffeines. Tell them, Suze. You know the caffeines are friends of regulars, not decaf of Coffee Break with JN. Because right, tell them, Suze, there's no decaf up in this Humpty Dumpty. There's no decaf in this Major Falcon, this Mickey Ficky. And if you don't like being a caffeine, our alt group, the groupies, we don't validate. Don't forget, gum hustlers. I'm gonna come on next time and go, yo, what's up, gum hustlers? That's right, no decaf, y'all. Stuntkin says the thing that is a no-no to me about RVs is that you have to clean out the poop and pee when it gets full. Oh, hell to the nah, hell to the nizar. Thank you, Fletch. Fletch and Jamal are the only people that do coffee checks. So if you're new here, a coffee check is when you guys want to see what's inside the mug. All right, let me do this for you, Fletch, and then we're gonna wrap this up because it's not looking good for us for the home team. Yo, what's the score of the Sixers game? Somebody tell me that we won. Lie to me. All right, you know what this is, Fletch. The reverse Drake started from the top. Now we here. You ready? Mm, that's not even right. It's less than that. Yo, come on, y'all. Um, got people blowing me up. You know I'm live on stage. Um, no decaf, y'all. I lost what I was going to say. Ugh. Come on, you guys are killing me. So even if the Sixers somehow get past the Heat, they're looking slow, man. Come on, Jerry, give me a break, bro. That's funny. Yo, y'all talking about camper craps? Sue says my dad would never let us use the bathroom in our camper for that reason. We always parked at a campground with bathrooms, so nobody's filling up the basin, right? Ugh, ugh. Le chiffre, gum hustler. All right, this has been fun, you guys. We had no form or function, no rhyme or reason tonight, but that's what coffee break is. You come here to shelter yourself from the storm of your crappy week. Is it Thursday yet? Is not just a catchphrase that we stole from some other show. It's true. Are we here yet? Did we make it again? Did the trash day pass again? Did I take the trash out on time? And hold on. Are any of you guys who have to do trash day, please don't be one of those people that leaves your trash can sitting out half the week. Take it inside. I see you drive up and just go in the house and you leave a trash can outside. Come get that. Come on, bro. Oh no. Come on, man. No, series over. Susan, say goodnight, y'all. Once he's done, he's done. That's facts. Um, we're gonna get out of here. Y'all talking about porta potties. All right, you guys, this was fun. I'm gonna say goodnight. I was going to do a because our man middle-aged Steve Conley was doing such a fantastic job on Pencil to Pencil of helping us plug our own things because we don't do enough of that. If you haven't yet, guys, you remember I have a book coming out in October. That's right, Leon the Extraordinary, my first book in the series at Scholastic Graphics. I'm so excited, y'all. Don't wait. Cop it wherever books are sold. I didn't think I'd ever get to say that in my lifetime, but it's real. Um, if you're here in the States, support your local bookstore. Go in there and say, yo, y'all got to get this Leon joint. Got hardcover, soft cover. What you need, yo? Cop it. Pre-order that. That's right. Pre-order that book now. Target, Walmart, Bezos, Barnes and Noble, whatever. Just cop that. And if you're like, yo, whatever, I don't like kids stuff or kids books, or I don't whatever. I like Blood Blade. I like Blood Blade. Get it anyway and give it to your nephew. You tell him, Ken, cop it. Copy it. Don't copy it. Cop it. Bookshop.org, whatever, man. Just get in. You could get it by sailboat. You could get it by railway. Just cop it. All right, you guys. That was my plug for tonight. Let's go home. Thank you guys so much. Love you. God willing, I'll be back here next Thursday with more of this hot heat. I said the heat. Sorry. All right, you guys. You've been watching. No, I'm in the wrong thing. Get out. No, my show is falling apart. You've been watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN, DBA, Kenny Bunkport, DBA, Johnny Carson, DBA, the Black Dick Cavett, DBA, Jean Luc Picard, the captain of this ship, engage. Make it so. What happened here tonight? You got to hang out with me, JN, and watch me drink coffee and run my mouth. Now that I am out of coffee, video over. See you guys. Love you.